Welcome back everyone to my series where I introduce you to new games to check out on Roblox. Now if you're new to this series, this is episode number 39. That means there's 38 other episodes for you to check out, which include tons of cool games. You're gonna find something you like. I promise you're gonna find some game you like because I stretch across a lot of different genres and I try to keep a nice variety. So make sure you go check those videos out. I will link it in the description as well as on the top right. Also, for every single game that I include in this video, there's gonna be a link to each game in the description as well. So if you're trying to find the game, you can't find it on search on Roblox, you're going to be able to find it in the description below. Now, if you enjoyed discovering new games, please do me a solid and support the series by hitting that like button and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell too so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. So we have 10 new games for you to check out this week, starting with the most friendly all the way to like more PvP, a little bit more shooter kind of stuff. So we're going to start with more of the friendly stuff. Then we're going to go into a little bit the darker stuff. And of course, this first game is going to be, full disclosure, it's my game. Shameless plug, but it is a brand new game and it's pretty awesome. This is a game that I pretty much spend most of my time in. But this game is called High Realms. So if you're familiar with like Roblox Islands or SKYBLOCK from Minecraft, High Realms is inspired by those two games. So you essentially start on this little island. This is my island, by the way. So it's going to look a little different than what you're going to see on yours. This is mine that I actually just built a couple days ago. You can basically build whatever you want. It's a sandbox style game. It's a survival game as well. So you need to go out through this portal into the hub, and here you'll find the different merchants. So you can, sell like crops. You can buy better seeds. You can buy better blocks. You can buy better weapons. You can, craft things. And we got a forest as well as the mines currently. We're going to continue to add new worlds, but it is a survival game and it's pretty grindy. So it's kind of what I would consider closer to like maybe playing a Beast Swarm Simulator style grindy. So it's not going to be like a simulator. It's not really easy. It's not like mining simulator style games. It's literally like a grindy game. So if you don't like grindy games, this is not for you. If you like grindy games, check out High Realms, and be sure to also join my Discord so you can check out a lot of cool builds. People are building some crazy stuff in High Realms right now. New weapons, new tools, all that kind of stuff. So definitely check out High Realms. Shameless plug. I'm sorry. I had to do it. Our next game here is called Frantic Factory. This is kind of an interesting game. It feels a little bit like story-based, a little bit of that break-in kind of vibe, but not really. Frantic Factory has a little bit of that like scary sushi feel to it, where you've got like monsters or like bad things are around. So you can actually get killed by some of the workers in here, and they might look innocent, but they're actually not. They're like anomalies and stuff. So in this, you have a job to do as a factory worker, and so you need to go around, scavenger, kind of look for different parts that it's asking you for, and basically not get fired. So you gotta like succeed in your job. You gotta complete different tasks within the timer, and if the time runs out, then you get fired. Meanwhile, you're trying to find a way out of this factory. I guess you're supposed to escape. It's kind of like an escape room without being an escape room. So it's kind of a combination of two different games in one. What's cool is at the end of the first day, you little spoiler here, you end up talking to someone that's kind of a mysterious character on the screen, and they warn you and they tell you that there's a package you need to go find, and that's gonna help you out. I don't know, beyond that, you're gonna have to kind of go and play the game yourself, but I do notice that there was a shop in there, so you can get different gear and stuff to help you complete your jobs during the day, because there's like bananas on the floor. There's all kinds of like, there's some people that will talk your ear off, and if you let them talk your ear off too long, they'll kill you. All kinds of stuff. So it's a really cool game. Definitely check out Frantic Factory. It's just different. Our next game is pretty like chill. Like, it's called Deep Sea Exploring, and it's just kind of like a simulator, but not really a simulator. So you are essentially a deep diver or deep sea diver, and you go underwater and you need to go and collect loot basically. And so you grind different like rarities of animals or sea creatures, and there's different zones. So you're going around like collecting starfish and crabs and clams and all kinds of weird things, isopods. From there, you get enough coins as well as dive points. There's like quests as well, and I think there's even like a pickaxe. I didn't really get to do this because the pickaxe costs a bunch of coins. It's like 200 coins or I think it's like 600 coins. And using the pickaxe, you can go and dig and find stuff. And I believe there's a way to get into like a cave, and there's all kinds of like quests, like I said. So when you complete quests, you get like dive points, and those dive points can help you unlock new zones. So it is a grindy game. It's probably not as grindy as my game High Realms, but it seems like it's pretty grindy. I do like that you can get like new gear and such. So definitely check out Deep Sea Exploring if you're just looking for something new and fresh to play. Cool game. Also, shout out to Roblox Underrated Games. I found this on their Twitter. Great resource for underrated games, even older games. So they don't just cover new games. They cover a lot of games that just are underrated. Next up is a game by my friend CrackOP. He's an awesome dev, and he let me know that he made this game called Turn Pro, proving Messi and Ronaldo wrong. And of course, I'm sure you've heard like Ronaldo's like channels just blowing up. Like I guess he like passed 20 something million subscribers in like a day or something like that. But everyone knows on Roblox, Messi versus Ronaldo is a thing. And so this is kind of a genius idea. But in this game, you're pretty much just like a kind of a simulator tycoon kind of mix. In this case, you need to kick the soccer ball into the net and you make money doing that. And then of course you can bring your friends in to kick the ball into the net. It doesn't really make sense, but it's just kind of an interesting kind of progression, cookie clicker style game, and mixed with a little bit of a tycoon. So you can obviously expand into, you know, making an exercise room, hire more people, and you can get upgrades and, you know, on your computer. I don't know how that turns out, but supposedly you can upgrade your own speed and your own skills just using a computer. So if only that were true in real life. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, check this game out. If you're interested in like little simulator kind of tycoon style games, this one's cool. Next game is called Art of War RTS, and this is a pretty cool real-time strategy game. So it kind of has a little bit of that Warcraft, actually more like a StarCraft 3 feel. And I've played a lot of different RTS games. This one has a little bit of that similarity. It's very simple looking. The graphics are very simple, simplistic. It is a little challenging. I didn't play any of the multiplayer games because the game's kind of, I don't want to call it dead, but there's not many people on. Maybe there's going to be a lot more players after this video, but you know, the nice thing though is there is a solo mode you can play, which is kind of like a survival mode. And in this mode, you essentially just need to go and capture a particular point or spot on the map, and each map is procedurally generated, which is really cool. So each time you play is going to be a little different, but you go there, you need to go and capture the point, and as soon as you capture the point, you need to escape, which isn't too hard. The part that's kind of hard is because it's procedurally generated, you have to there's like a random location for reinforcements, and you really need that to be able to survive, otherwise you're going to die. So you need to go around and scout the map and look for the reinforcements point. And what I would recommend is try to get tanks, because tanks are OP. I kept losing over and over and over, but just my tip I'm going to give you is select the tanks, put them around your base, and just survive until the timer starts. And as soon as the timer starts, find the escape route, and then day 2 or wave 2, round 2, or whatever it is, will start after that, and then it gets harder. So it's cool. If you like RTS games, check it out. Not sophisticated at all. The controls are really easy. Our next game is called Fortune Fighters, and this is kind of a cool little arena style PvP game. So there's like a 1v1 mode. There's also team-based, like 2v2s. I gotta say, I'm really bad at these games. I'm not really into fighting games. I can do like bed wars, I could do like shooters and stuff, but fighting games are just not my thing. I don't know why. I'm really bad at these combos, but you know, I was doing okay after a little while. I kind of got a hang of it. But the thing is these are kind of like a card-based ability style game. So essentially what happens is you can set up a deck of cards essentially, or like your loadout of cards, and when you go into the match, there's a randomization that occurs that selects different cards you can choose from. As you select your cards, or I guess you're technically buying them, I'm not really sure how that works, but there's like Fast Punch, there's like, you know, different abilities you can get, and you equip those, and the whole idea is you need to win like a certain number of rounds. I think it's like 3 rounds if you're on 1v1s, and I think it's like 5 rounds for 2v2s. If you lose, then you get to choose more cards to become more powerful. So it's kind of a nice like the other team doesn't get to choose cards until they lose. So essentially whoever loses gets a little bit of an advantage the next round, which is kind of nice. It's almost like a handicap, which I really liked that aspect of the game. So it's not like they're just getting really OP and OP and OP. It basically makes it so you can have a chance to catch up and win a round. But if you win, then they get to choose more cards. So again, it's randomized. You can, I guess, buy better cards. I don't really know much about the cards. I don't really know what I was clicking on half the time, but it's a pretty cool fighting game. The cards turn into abilities or attributes. Like they might give you more HP. Maybe it gives you more speed, maybe better shields and such. And I thought this was a really cool, interesting game. It's currently in alpha, so check it out if you like fighting games. Our next game here is called Rift Hunters. This one was a little confusing at first when I first went into the game, but I could tell it was quality just from the visuals. The lobby looks really cool. The UI looks really good. Everything looked good about this game, except there weren't any players when I tried to play. So the good news is even if there aren't any players in Rift Hunters, there's bots. So it feels like you're playing against other players. The game that I played, I think it was called Cursed something. Essentially what you do is you go in there and you have like different AI. Like it's kind of like PvE in a sense, but it's also PvP. So you're essentially going against these bots or monsters. They're kind of like robots in the match. You need to pick up 100 coins, and whoever picks up 100 coins can become the boss. And as the boss, you need to survive. So you basically become a juggernaut. It was pretty easy because obviously I was against bots, and it was a lot of fun though. Like actually, like gameplay wise, this game is really smooth. The weapons feel good. The combat feels good. It screams quality. So definitely check out Rift Hunters if you're looking for like a different PvP style game. Really fun, simple, and And the fact that they have bot support made it a lot more fun because I felt like I was playing against other players and then I had to check. I legit had to hit escape to see if there were other players in here because they were so bad. I was like, there's no way I'm like destroying these players. And sure enough, I was playing solo. Next up, we have a game called Arena Champions by a great dude, VCaffey, who most of you might know from Dungeon Quest. He's a legend. VCaffey, JCaffey, and Zipno worked on Dungeon Quest, and they were, you know, it was one of my favorite games. I played it years ago, and I used to stream it all the time. I played it, grinded everything, and then kind of, as soon as it died, I kind of left it. I think they got down to like 3,000 players, something like that. I was like, yeah, I gotta move on from Dungeon Quest. I guess that game's still popping off. In any case, this is not about Dungeon Quest. This is about Arena Champions, and this is a pretty cool game. So essentially, they got different classes you can choose. I believe there's 3 of them that are free. You get the warrior, you get the archer, and you also get the wizard. I haven't looked to see what other classes they might have, but Arena Champions is pretty straightforward. You can go in, you can, you know, basically do a PvP arena against other players, and essentially there's like 3 different modes. There's TDM, there's like a crystal kind of you know, hunting or collecting game where it's like kill confirm kind of, you know, style similar to Call of Duty where you gotta go pick up the tokens. And then there is a King of the Hill mode, which all of them make sense, right? They're pretty standard modes for PvP, and pretty much that's all you gotta do. It's just a really cool deathmatch game. Liked it. They don't have a lot of players in there right now, but there are enough for you to just hop in. Usually I see people like popping in and out, so they're hoping for players. So definitely check out Arena Champions. The game should pop off. It's really well done. You know, obviously really experienced developer made it, and deserves some love. So definitely check out Arena Champions. Next up, we have a wacky game called Unorthodox Accounting, and this is pretty much tax evasion. So essentially in this game, it's just wacky. There's like a infinite mode right now. There's only one mode, and it seems like it's kind of like an alpha or beta state. But in this game, you play as a wacky looking character, and you've got police cars that are rolling up on you and trying to shoot you, and you have to get headshots on them to be able to kill them. So it's not like a typical game where, you know, you just aim and blast. It's kind of crazy though. It's got like some classic like weapons in there. There's like rocket launchers. You've got like a trowel so you can, you know, throw bricks at players or bots basically. And like I said, it's infinite mode. You know, you just keep going and going and going until it just gets crazier and crazier and just see how long you can last. There's not a lot to the game. It does feel like they have an opportunity to go kind of the zombie rush route with this, where, you know, you have the endless waves and then there's like another wave and another wave, and you can get, you know, weapon unlocks and stuff. If they did that, I think this game would pop off. So they just need to add a little bit of progression, and it'll do well. But yeah, for now, it's just kind of just go in there, have some fun. I don't know if it's going to stick around, but maybe they'll add some progression. And finally, we have one of the coolest games I've seen in a while. I don't know how I ended up at being the last game out of this list. Hopefully you're still watching, but this game called Chaos Town, it is so good. It's just weird, but it's good. So you can actually like ride a rocket around the map. There's really good weapons in the game. The weapons feel really good. Like mechanics, like people are flopping around and stuff. They're sliding around. It's just like, I can't really explain it. You can just watch a little bit of this gameplay, but I can't really explain it. It's really hard to explain this game. It's just wacky, fun, and arcade-like, and just the feel is great. Like you can just go in here and you're just entertained. It's kind of like playing Jailbreak in Mad City with a shooter, but not really, because you have a chance to breathe in this game. People aren't like sweating, but even if you did sweat, it's not that serious. It's just a funny game. You hear all kinds of like different music and sounds. People are flying around with their rockets. They're shooting lasers at you. They're using like pans on you. Like it's just funny. And so check out Chaos Town. I think it's a perfect name for this game because literally it's just a bunch of chaos. I was just having fun, dude. I forgot I was even playing a shooter. I was just flying around the map. It's so cool. So again, you probably saw this game at the intro. You got to check this out. It's just Chaos Town. It's chaotic. How this game only has 30 players right now is beyond me, but I'm going to tell you right now, it should blow up. Now, I know Chaos Town says like 2019 for creation date, but to my knowledge, this game just came out. I think like late last year. So it's less than a year old. I could be wrong, but everyone's telling me it's brand new. So we're just going to include it because it's cool. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any new games, like I said, make sure you include them in the comments below.